Within. Today I want to speak to you concerning how the sun speaks telepathically, but very few people ever accept and believe in the telepathic, the telepathetical self. You see, you were taught that telepathy is evil, but when you understand the language of symbology and you realize that everything that you see on the outside, it is within, then you will understand why you're told that if you will understand the secret of the universe, you have to understand it in terms of energy, vibration, and frequency. Then you will know that the sun is what powers all of humanity and give all of humanity its energy, and all of nature depends upon the sun. Now, everything is energy, and the sun reflects that because everything revolves around the sun. You see, the sun is the giver of all life. Without the sun, there's no life and there's no light. And without the human imagination, there isn't anything made that was made. So, if you do not understand your telepathical side existence, if you do not understand mental telepathy, you will never be able to tap inwardly. You never understand how your imagination is what is creating your reality. You never understand how thoughts become things because you'll never understand that you are a vibratory being and you vibrate on certain frequency. So the sun has a frequency, and the frequency of the sun is within. And that station that is within is known as the solar plexus. I call it a station because your entire body is like a signal station. And so the seventh chakra is like like your antennas. Okay? And so the place of light is also where you activate your feeling and emotions. So the heart chakra very much need the solar plexus to give it that feeling. Because if you do not have the feeling, you'll never be able to get the results that you desire in life. You see, the sun, whatever it shines upon, it brings forth bountifully. You look at nature and you become observant and you realize that the sun is always communicating. But that communication is done inwardly. That is why you need to be in control of your mentality. You need to understand how the mind works. You need to understand how the mind is connected to all of nature, starting from the sun. So what they did, they make you believe in a S-O-N instead of the S-U-N to be the light of the world. And I'm speaking from experience because, for example, there's a church just about 3 minutes away from where I am living right here. And that church has a sign that says that Jesus Christ is the light of the world. So you're defeating yourself when you believe in a man 2,000 years ago to be the Son of God. Because when you do that, you're denying the real true S-U-N of God, the real true Son of God that reflects God. which is your higher self, your consciousness, your awareness. So the risen sun, when it rises, it is a symbol of your imagination. When it rises, when you have an awakened imagination, when you exercise your imagination, you're giving life to manifestations that you would experience in everyday life. So to when the sun rises in the morning, it inspires, it uplifts, it speaks abundance, prosperity, good health. It speaks all of that to humanity and unto all of nature. And because nature is in alignment, nature always brings forth bountifully, which means that you are out of alignment with the sun if you are not bringing forth in abundance. Because the parable of the fig tree is the parable of your life. What kind of life? Your non-productive life. A life of lack, scarcity, and mediocrity is a life of course. And that course life is one that blocks the sun. So any tree that blocks itself from the sun, it can never bring forth because it becomes stagnated. And sooner or later, it will die because it is of no use. It is not bringing forth any contribution to humanity. So there's a lot of contribution whereby you're supposed to be contributing. But if you want to contribute, you have to learn to tap in to your inner power, which is your sun power. In you is a sun. That sun is what will help you to discover your creativity and your ability. And then you vibrate on the right frequency. Because everything, as I said earlier on, is based on energy, vibration, and frequency. And the sun is representative of energy. Everything is energy. And everything revolves around the sun. And everything is mental, everything is psychological. Everything was first a thought, everything was first an idea. So you got to take control of your mind. That's when you being a son of the sun. Yeah. Do you realize that no S-O-N could exist unless therefore be the S-U-N? Do you know that a true awakening is the rising of the S-U-N in a S-O-N, which is showing you the dawning of a new day, a new way of thinking, a new way of understanding, a new way of seeing life, a new way of seeing yourself and thinking of yourself a new way? All successful men and women had a change of mind. All successful men and women, they had to rearrange their mind from a place of lack, scarcity, and mediocrity to a place of abundance, success, good health, and prosperity. So, my brothers and my sisters, stop blocking out the S-U-N. Because every time you call upon a S-O-N and believe in a man 2,000 years ago and look for outside savior and an outside master and an outside redeemer, you're on a different vibration and a different frequency, and the vibration, the frequency that you're on is going to keep you on a religious and superstitious mentality and frequency, and you will not be able to bring forth based on your greatest potential or based on your true purpose in life. Because your true purpose in life is not to bow down and worship and believe in some Lord or some God or some Savior outside of yourself. Your purpose in life is to find your God self, which is your creative self, your innovative self, the self up to you that can form and shape and mold and teach you the phenomena of life. What you're seeking to know who you are. You're seeking to know your true identity. So do not deny the sun science, the inner sun science. It's the science of better living. It's the science of light. It's the science of peace, joy, and happiness. The sun always brings joy, peace, and happiness to all of humanity. And you're denying what was there before any religion. For example, if you're a melanated person, you have to ask yourself, what was your ancestors worshipping or looking to? Or what kind of mindset your ancestors had? What science, what technology your ancestors had before the coming of the European with secular Christianity? You realize that all of nature was even before the establishment of paper. You know, paper come from a tree. You realize all of these things that are here that people put value on. Like, for example, people put more value on money than they put value on themselves. And you realize that money is not even real. Cosmic money is the real money, and that cosmic money is the energy, and it only could be formed inwardly, and you have to do with your ability and your creativity. So wherever there is lack and there is poverty, is because the people lack the right understanding of how the mind works, and they have a poverty of imagination and a lack of focus. Because you can focus your imagination just as the sun can focus and give all of humanity its energy and focus and give all of nature its energy and it brings forth bountifully. Then if you're in alignment, it can't be any different because everything is based on law and order. So my brothers and my sisters, you are a telepathic being, and that is one of the sense they don't want you to operate in, your telepathic self. They make you believe that mental telepathy is something that's bad, it's something that's evil, something that's used to control other people. No. It's you basically understanding how the mind works. It's you basically understanding how to go into the silence. It's you basically understanding the language of symbology. So the sun is speaking, but many people are blocking the ears. And they keep speaking to some sun on the outside and believe that there was a man 2,000 years ago and he gone and he put away his body and he now we live inside of them. But yet they can't produce the same thing that he was producing. But if you look at the work of the sun and you look at how the sun is what powers all of humanity, then you realize that you have shifted away from the sun and that you are in darkness. Because in the absence of the sun, what there is darkness, and there's only light and darkness. There's only night and day. Everything is in symbol. Everything is symbolic. That's why the most prosperous and successful people in the world, most of their businesses, their logo represents the sun. But most people look at these signs and these symbols and these buildings and they fail to recognize the sun. Because you see, it comes in all shades and all form. You see, a person might see someone having the sign of an eagle, having an eagle as their sign. But they fail to realize that it represents the sun too. The eagle is the only bird that can look into the sun. Everything is pointing you to the sun. The S-U-N, not S-O-N. So my brother and my sisters, be a true Solomon, a true son man, one of wisdom and understanding. And then you see how much you attract wealth in your life. You see how much you attract abundance and prosperity in your life. That is why I believe with all my heart, the inner sun science and technology is the key to help melanated people to free themselves from every form of mental slavery. and to free themselves from economic slavery. You're out of alignment with the sun. Get back in alignment with the sun. To do that, you can only do it mentally. And you have to go inwardly through meditation, through visualization, understanding energy, vibration, and frequency. And as I said before, it must be done mentally. So the problem with our people is a mental problem. And we have to fix that mental problem. And the easiest way I can teach you is through nature. It's through the sun science, the inner sun science and technology. Not through neuroscience. That's another language. Not through the law of attraction. That's another language, because if you just follow the law of attraction alone, you'll never really know your true identity. You'll only be craving after the temporal things and missing the real thing. So all of the different teachings and the different presentations in how people present this truth, as a melanated person, you have to get it a certain way. You see, there are many people on the internet teaching this truth from many different angles. But you have to realize that there are many different animals in the world, but they have different diets. So when you start to understand that, you start to understand if you are melanated, you have to look to nature for the answers. Because nature will always point you to look within yourself. Because you see, the outer ecology is just a representation of the inner ecology. Remember, as it is within, so is it without. The law of correspondence. Always remember that. So, you have a sun on the outside that is empowering all of humanity and all of nature, and nature bringing forth bountifully, and you're not bringing forth bountifully. Man, it is as simple as that. You're out of alignment with the sun. You're hidden from the sun. You're in the cave. And one who have escaped the cave and come out of the cave and start to tell you the truth, you're afraid of the truth. Many of our people are afraid of the truth. That's why many a time they still want to hold on to the idol, because they're still in doubt and fear and guilt and shame. But you have to let go the idol, the S-O-N idol. But the type tell you that there's a S-O-N of God. The only S-O-N of God there is you, yourself. So whenever you look at someone else, you're denying yourself, and you're living in self-doubt, you're living in self-hate. And what result do you think you get from that? That's why people getting all the kind of results that they get in life. You've been brainwashed. But you could brainwash yourself now with this truth, with this knowledge. I guarantee you, I go with this with my grave, that the inner sun science and technology to create your reality consciously is a key that melanated people must use and deny any other sun on the outside to be your savior and your master and your Lord and your redeemer. Everything is within you. I want one man who could put me wrong when I say the sun parallels the human imagination and the human imagination parallels the sun. Without the sun, there's no life and there's no light. And without the human imagination, there isn't anything made that was made. Everything was part of thought, it was part of an idea, it was part of imagined. Why are people being so weak? We need to be more creative. We need to be more innovative. We need to stop being lazy and use our minds more. I am speaking from experience, because I have to struggle to learn to use my mind, because what? Epigenetics and things that pass down. We have to break all of those family and generational costs to become more disciplined people. For example, if I was to post a video with a bunch of jammer, you see the amount of views I will get. Jammer? People love jammer entertainment. They love that. I remember I did a video I talk about black people weaknesses is entertainment. But the best entertainment is when you can entertain yourself with the rhythm of nature. When you can get into the music of nature and you dance to the tune of nature, and you start to use the inner sun power to achieve your every desire. You can't bring nothing else but happiness, joy, and peace to yourself and to the rest of of humanity. Just think about the world. If there was to be a drought, if the sun was to withhold its light, if the world was supposed to suffer a drought, you could call on Jesus as a savior. Do you realize, right, that in the time of the big scamdemic, the big pandemic, people who had loans and mortgages with the bank and they couldn't escape loans and the loans and the mortgages, okay, and they still have to take the inoculation. You know, these people had the mind to call on Jesus and pray to Jesus. They was praying all over throughout the Caribbean when the so-called prime ministers and so on was putting pressure on them. They were saying that they was praying to Jesus. Jesus come and help you. If you tap into your creativity and your ability and use it wisely, just like the other races are doing, coming up with their science, coming up with their technology, and we are all depending upon them for their science, their technology. It's time for us to discover how we can have our science and our technology. But if you don't start by looking inwardly, if you don't start with self, if you start by looking to find your calling and your purpose, and to be more creative and innovative, which other way else you could start. Reparation is not going to do it for you. Religion is not going to do it for you. Politics is not going to do it for you. The school system is not going to do it for you. But I can guarantee you, when you tap into your higher self, when you tap into your true self, when you tap into the inner sun that is within you, no man could stop you. Once you get in alignment with the inner sun that is within you, nothing can stop you. You would be able to achieve your every desire. It just takes focus. You have to focus. You have to be patient. You have to be definite. You have to definitely know who you are. You have to tap into the frequency of your ancestors. They will communicate with you. They will bring the right ideas to you. They will bring bright ideas to you. Do you know that there's a man who's getting water from out of tin? Yeah? A black man. Water. Yeah. So my brother, my sisters, you go all the way back to ancient Egypt, and you see that there have always been those who knew that the real identity is the divinity, and they knew how to align themselves to get the results that they so desire in life, and to grow and expand, and not to be dwarfs. There's so many spiritual dwarfs. When you do not grow spiritually, and when you do not know who you are and know that your real identity is your divinity and operate telepathically. Okay? So my brother and my sister, take control of your mind. Okay? Let me come to a close here by saying, if this is the very first time that you listen to me, what I'm saying, if it makes sense, if it really resonates with you, and you haven't subscribed already, I'm definitely encouraging you to subscribe, to like, to comment, and to share this video. Also, if you like to follow me on Instagram, you like to follow me on TikTok, you can definitely follow me at BlackMadGuru. I will also encourage you to get my latest book, which is called The Secret Vagina, Mystery of the Virgin Birth. Along with that, I would encourage you also to get Spiritual Recipe for Better Living, plus my many other books and journals that are available to you. And truly, there is a secret portal, a secret vagina, and that is the mystery of the virgin birth. And when you really understand it from the physical, psychological, and spiritual angle, then you would realize that you can bring forth your brainchild anytime. You will realize that you can conceive and bring forth without the instrumentality of a man, without the instrumentality of anything from the outside. Okay? Because when you look at how we have this human experience, hey, it was from the outside penetrating on the inside. But you have to turn it the other way around. You have to penetrate from inside to give you the result on the outside. It's the same thing with the birth. They penetrate from the inside, and you see it on the outside in the psychological and spiritual world, and it teaches you the science of alchemy. So when I speak about the inner sun science, the science of alchemy. So just as they have the science of alchemy using your mentality, so too in nature, the science of alchemy is through the sun chemistry. So with that being said, my brothers and sisters, I would definitely also encourage you to check out my Patreon and become a part of my Patreon community and support this work. However, for those who are donating $20 or more, you have access to the inner sun science and technology to create your reality consciously, and along with that is a bonus course on self-concept. Self-concept is very important. It's very important for you to know about the inner sun science and technology. And as I would have said earlier, this is where I'm teaching you that the sun parallels the human imagination and the human imagination parallels the sun. For without the sun, there's no life and there's no light. And without the human imagination, there's anything made that was made. And you're told that the Lord thy God is a sun and a shield, and no good thing will he withhold from him. Have the sun ever withhold any good thing from our humanity? My brother, my sisters, my last encouragement to you is to make sure you check out all of the links that are down below and let your intuition lead you and guide you into what to do. So with that being said, I just want to say peace, love you all, I'm out.